Hello again, I'm Sean with Carter's Farm Mobile Petting Zoo. I'm working with chickens.org today, and we're talking about how do we clip a chicken's wings. Well, let's first start with why would we clip a chicken's wings, right? Chickens are birds, so they do have a full wing. Does that mean chickens can fly? The answer is no. They can use these wings to jump very high and to keep themselves from falling. So I like to tell the kids, they're like Buzz Lightyear. They can't fly, but they can fall with style. So one of the things when it comes to chicken wings is they can use these to hop over a fence, and if they hop over the wrong fence, your neighbor's backyard, they have a dog, you can lose your chicken very easily. Chickens are genetically very territorial. Once they know where home is, they're gonna wanna get back. If they hop over the fence, they're gonna spend all day trying to figure out how to get back to where they were supposed to be, because they like the comfort of home, as most of us do, especially if they're well taken care of. They don't wanna leave where they get food, and they don't wanna leave where they know they're cared for to have to go rough it in the world. So they will be very territorial for you, but to keep them safe from the neighbor's dogs, especially if you live in a regular neighborhood, you do want to regularly clip their wings. Clipping wings is really a two-man job, but it can be done with one person, and I'm going to show you how. One of the things to calm a chicken, you can easily hold a chicken that's been handled a lot, just regularly. I can tuck it in my arm, I can hold it in the belly. Sometimes chickens aren't going to go for that. So another thing I like to do is I like to take their feet and I'll just grip them on their feet. So even though I'm holding her still, I have a good hold, so if she were to try to get away, I'm not chasing my chicken all over the place again, because not all chickens are going to let you just walk right up to them. One of the easiest ways to calm them, and so you can see what kind of a wings you have on your chicken, is you're going to hold them upside down. They're going to flap at first. You're just going to calmly leave them there, and that will allow them to rest for just a little while, so we can actually see the wings and the parts that we want to clip. You can see some of the clippings I've already done in the past right here. Chickens' feathers do have blood that pumps through them, and if you cut the wings too short, you can make the chicken bleed. If you cut them way too short, you can have the chicken actually bleed out. So you do want to be careful about how far down you clip a wing. I have a common rule of thumb, and that's if you look at the bottom of the feather, I try to cut it towards the middle, right in this area. So I'll actually cut right now and cut quite a bit of this off. This does not hurt the chicken. It's like clipping your own fingernails. So for those out there that just aren't sure, now it will hurt if you cut it too short. It's like clipping your fingernails too short. It's no different. So you can start short, and we're just gonna cut a little bit off of there. All that does is allow just enough so this chicken doesn't have the height that it once had. It's not gonna start bleeding until we get right up here where the feather starts to come out of the chicken's wings. The chicken's wings, which you can't see right now, is actually right here. It's the meaty part, and you can see the feathers growing out of it. Brand new feathers right here growing out of that. The closer you get to the actual muscle of the chicken's wing, the more likely it is to bleed. So we could probably cut to right here and still be okay. But there's no need to push it, because we don't want to hurt this chicken. And we want the chicken to know that when we do clip its wings, that it's not really a big deal. Once you hurt them a couple of times, they're not going to look forward to getting their wings clipped at all. So we do it one more time, and you can hold them all different ways. Not every chicken's going to be like this. I'm sorry, when you get your first chicken to try it, you'll be like, how did Sean do that so easily? Mine get clipped regularly, and they do get handled a lot as well. So again, we're just going to take it here. You can see the top where I'm going to cut. You can also see on the bottom where I'm going to cut. I'm not very close to where the actual wing is. The wing ends here. We're way up from there where the feathers are. And you can cut it all the way to the end. Now, one of the downsides for clipping chickens' wings, especially if you handle them, is these become very sharp. So if they flap it and it catches you on your face or on your arm, it can cut you now. And it does feel not so good as far as that goes. But if your chickens are just running around the farm or running around the house or running around your yard, and you don't want them to get eaten by the neighbor's dog because they can hop your fence, and they can easily cover a 5-foot, 6-foot fence just by jumping, then you definitely want to clip these wings on a regular basis. So that's it. It's as simple as that. If you do cut them too short, there are ways to actually stop them. Flour is a good way. Dip it in flour. So be prepared when you first start out. Cut them shorter, or cut them longer than you would shorter. You want to cut just a little bit off at a time until you realize these chickens really can't get that much height. On behalf of Carter's Farm and chickens.org, thank you very much for hanging out with us today and learning a little bit more about chickens and what you can do to have chickens at home. And don't forget to send us your videos right here that you have of your chickens. We'll post them if they make the cut, and we want to see what you have going on your farm.